So today, lads, we're going to be talking a little bit about Unrivaled, and we're going to be talking about whether, like, the first day, breaking it down, and whether or not I think the league is going to be a success or not. And before we get on to that, though, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to see if we can hit 41k by the end of the day. Our goal was by the end of the month. We could somehow, if we could hit by the end of the weekend, that would be insane. But anyway, we gotta talk about it, and we're looking right now at a league where we're 2 games in. But they were 2 good games. Like a 6-point game and a 4-point game. I think that there's no real defense being played in the league because of the format. But I still didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. Look, you guys, if you didn't like Unrivaled, that's fine. You don't have to watch. Like, there's nothing to be gained by commenting in every single comment section talking about how bad Unrivaled is. Like, there's nothing to be gained by that. If you don't want to watch it, cool, don't watch. If you want to watch it, great, watch it. I didn't hate it. I really didn't hate it. Like, it is, as expected, your scoring wings are the people that are going to really carry. In fairness to Nafisa Collier, Nafisa Collier was unbelievable. But, like, it's speed kills. Speed absolutely kills in this league. And we saw heck with, like, Jewel Lloyd, speed and 3-point shooting. With Ryan Howard. And again, everyone calling me crazy for my MVP prediction. My MVP only had 33 points. My MVP is the leading scorer in the entire competition so far. But yeah, I was very surprised at how poor Enrique was, though. Like, Enrique was really bad for the vinyl. And then obviously the 2 Fever players didn't play too many minutes. It was cool seeing the matchup between Angel Reese and Aaliyah Boston. Angel Reese got Aaliyah Boston with a step back, and then Aaliyah Boston broke Angel Reese's ankles right back a couple of possessions later. Was it in the next half? But yeah, it was interesting, and it was the first time we'd seen this type of ball. Like, it really was. It was the first time we'd seen full court 3-on-3 basketball, and I thought it was okay. That's probably the best way I'm going to describe it. Like, I thought it was absolutely fine. I thought it was decent. And look, I thought it was more fun than watching some WNBA teams play. Like, the ones that just, like the Connecticut Sun, that just slowed down. Dribble. Alyssa Thomas dribbling across the free throw line and then making a pass, and it was more fun than them. Less fun than the Fever, more fun than them. And look, the players that are going to be fun to watch are allowed cook. Ryan Howard is allowed cook. These players are allowed cook. They're absolutely allowed cook, which is cool. Which is really, really cool. Like, so I don't hate it. I really don't hate the league at all. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, we want Unrivaled to fail. I'm like, why? What's the point of wanting it to fail? At the end of the day, it's basketball. The more basketball there is, the better. And unless, like, obviously, if Caitlin Clark was there, we'd have more viewers. If you guys, I think there is going to be a viewership problem. Because, like, genuinely, there was 2,000 people outside America watching this. 2,000 people. Like, that's bad. That's poor. Like, it peaked at 2,000 viewers. So I would be a little bit concerned if I was Unrivaled, because on day 1, you have Stewie playing, you have Fee playing, you have Angel Reese playing. And I know, I get it, the times are a little bit iffy, but still, there were only 2,000 people. Like, there would be more people watching an average Mick Talks Hoops Fever watch party than there were watching Unrivaled, which would be concerning if you are Unrivaled for the long-term future. And I think the full court 3-on-3 thing is like, I don't think that it's going to, like, long-term be the greatest thing in the world. I don't think it's going to be something that happens long-term. I think the league becomes 4v4 next year. Because 4v4 and 4v4 is very close to 5v5. 3v3 is not close at all as far as just how the game's played. Like, it really is. If you watch the start of the first game, the start of the Mist versus Lunarels, this was literally just two teams sprinting at each other, bricking shots for the first, 5 minutes of the game? Like, how long did it take before a team hit 4 points? Like, we literally went in. It was 2 minutes. The score was 2-2 after 2 minutes. And look at the amount of missed shots, where it's like, both teams made a shot. Missed shot, missed shot, missed shot, missed shot, missed shot, missed shot, missed shot. And they were like literally just running in and shooting shots after 4 seconds. It was a really tough one. So I don't know if the format is really going to be that great a thing, but full court 3v3 is better than half court 3v3. Like, I'll stand by that. I would much rather have full court 3v3 than half court 3v3. I think that that's a definite step up. And look, it's a league for the players to play in America. I think it's interesting. It is an interesting league. And look, I don't hate it. I'm not going to go out there and say Unrivaled is the best thing ever. Like, some people are like, oh, Unrivaled's greater than the WNBA. Unrivaled's great. And I'm like, because it's fine. I think a lot of the stuff Unrivaled done is good. But it's like, there's a lot of weird things where the box scores weren't there at the start of the game. And if you're watching the game, you literally have to refresh the page. You have to refresh the stats in order to get the score to change. It doesn't change in real time. And then for the first quarter, the play-by-plays just had the scores and it was like, this team missed a shot. It took till like the third quarter of the game for the box score to come in. Like, it was just a weird one. It was, I think, an all-around weird one in how everything was. But at the same time, look, it was a one-off. It was genuinely a one-off thing. It was the first day of Unrivaled, and I think all in all it was a successful-ish day. I think the games were good. Like, I think a lot of the stuff around the games were a bit weird. Like, within 15 seconds of the broadcast starting, them saying that Chelsea Gray was the best point guard in the world. Obviously. Bit of a shot to the actual best point guard in the world. And then also Lisa Leslie during the commentary. Like, I'm sorry, the only thing I remember from the commentary was hearing point guard be said every 15 seconds and the boom boom room. Like, every 2 seconds. And as the game went on, they started saying it even more. Like, I genuinely think the over-under on the amount of times they said boom boom room was about 50. And again, Lisa Leslie is one of the greatest of all time. After that game, they should have called her and said, stop saying boom boom room. But also the fact that on the live stream on YouTube, they were talking about where the bathroom was. They were talking about, like, they were given directions to go to where the bathroom was because they forgot. They didn't realize they were live. Like, it was a lot of weird things. But anyway, yeah, I didn't hate the league. A bit of fun, and I'll see you guys.